What up, y'all? Welcome back to Pics. It didn't happen. I am the Jew Bag Fats King. I am always joined by my sharpshooter of a fucking brother. His name is the Yeti. Behind the camera, he's a beast.
What up, y'all? I'm gonna try not to cuss so much this time.
I promise, not a damn thing.
There's one.
Damn is not a curse word. It can be said on public television. They say damn on kids shows now.
That's true. That's true. And there is that theater over in the next town over there. So
yeah, and the damn theater. God, just talk about the whole towns. Anyway, that's besides the point. The reason why I said that this man's a sharpshooter behind the camera is you need to go to his Instagram and you need to look at all the fucking pictures he just took from the Old School Oddities show. That was amazing.
Yeah, go follow my account and like get them numbers up because I got some rookie numbers. As a matter of fact, an example of that, I put up a picture of Monoxide about 2 or 3 days ago. It was super dope. Twisted put it up last night as a share and tagged my name to it at like 4 o'clock in the morning. They got more hits than I got in 3 days in about 15 minutes.
Well, that's because
they're like my shit.
That's because they're them and you're you.
Exactly.
We are also joined by an extra special guest. He's been on the show a few times. He's a friend and a straight up homie and just a badass fucking artist. You want to say what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing?
If you didn't recognize that voice, that is D.E.A.N, Destiny, everything and nothing. Learn it, motherfucker. That is a name to know. This dude is been making noise. But we wanted to talk to you today specifically because you were on the cusp of some very exciting things going on. A total rebranding, if you will.
Kind of. So, I mean, it's more of just an evolution of the current brand. Like with every couple albums that I'm doing, I want to just continue to mutate the monster and give it a different look and mutate the show. And a lot of what we talked about the last time I was on here about the live stage show, that's all a reality now.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. So everything that I said was going to happen is in my basement now, and probably about fivefold. We have currently two different show designs that we're working on that you probably won't be seeing until 2023, just because there's a lot of technical shit with it. There's a lot of parts to it. There's a lot of cogs to it. So we're gonna bring some of the things out hopefully this year, some of the smaller ideas. But the full picture for when we start doing like actual shows and stuff, that'll be probably next year in full motion. But we have it, we've acquired it, we're learning it, and now we just need to learn how to execute fully. So
isn't that a weird thing? Just when you have all these things and you want to do them, and you're thinking about these future things, but you're still working in the past. What's sort of that? How's that process like for you guys when you're sort of planning all that stuff out and like trying to keep everything straight? Because I know,
I would imagine it's fucking impatient as hell.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating because it's like the way my brain works is like, I already have shit planned out for the next like 5 years. And I'm like, bing, bing, bing. I want to do this. But it's like, all right, so we have all the stuff for the first shit. Let's learn that first. And I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do. I know what I want to do. But at the same time, because I did rebrand a few years ago, I'm basically starting at the bottom again, and I'm having to rebuild that fan base. I'm having to prove myself to these people to put me on shows again. So I'm having to reach out to people to be booked on shows, to say, hey, this is this act, but if you pay me this much, I can bring this kind of an act to your city, but also still trying to build a name in my own city again by doing physical promotion. So it's fucking really frustrating, man. It's very frustrating, but that's the life of an artist, man. And that's just something you got to kind of live with.
For sure. And I know with all the things that you're talking about that you're wanting to do and want to bring out over the next year or so, I imagine it's got to be difficult because we all kind of know that there's not a lot of money in touring. It's a lot of times
not as much as there used to be.
Yeah. And a lot of times, it's merch money and what you can make, that day. And with that, if that's just for guys that are just going up on the stage, you're not paying for lights, you're not paying for all these things and all these added effects. And
that's what that's what I was about to bring up. You're going to have to probably eventually take on almost a whole special effects team to get the thing you were actually trying to perform. So that's not just going to be you and possibly a hype man and one other person. That's going to be almost a whole team that's going to be on the road with you every time.
Right. And here's the thing, man. And this is just me being realistic about things, is for that type of thing, if I ever do get to the level of touring, like full-time touring, how I want to do it, like say I could tour with like Wednesday 13 or somebody that does theatrical shit like that, then I would gladly take my show on the road, do that, for the month-long tour or whatever. But as an independent artist who is not going to be able to do that on my own anytime soon, the reality of the situation is I'm probably going to set up like 5 to 6 shows a year in different states around the country, and just have 5 to 6 shows annually in different states.
That seems like a pretty common thing with a lot of artists now. We just had, the old school oddities weekend. The clowns are also doing,
well, it's a lot more feasible. It's a lot more feasible now to be like, all right, I'm just going to go out for this weekend. I'm going to rock these 3 shows and then we're going to come home. You know what I mean? As opposed to being on the road for months at a time.
Right. And now we're
playing not
gas money now. So
can we just not talk about gas prices on this? Can we please? Because I'll have a fucking coronary about several different subjects and I don't want to do that.
So my thought is, what do you think that people, because I feel like I would be okay with, if we look at this, start looking at things not as just, oh, I'm going to a concert, because it's so much more than that, more of an experience where maybe we can look at, hey, you know what? Maybe we don't do $15 tickets. Maybe we do the $25, $30 tickets, because if
I'm getting more than just a rapper on stage, I would be more inclined to shell out that extra 15 to 20 bones if it was more of a complete show. Like we were talking about this with SON as well. He has the same thought process that you have in this, is that he wants to bring more and more theatricality to his music. Well, unfortunately, people, that's going to require more of our money to get them there.
Also, and I said this on somebody else's podcast, and I really don't want to come off as some kind of fucking smug prick when I say this, because I've been doing this shit for 16 years, bro. And I've put in the work. I've done these kind of shows, and I understand why they are the way they are. But soon I'm not going to be offering myself to shows that have fucking 15 to 20 people on a show, or even 7, 8, 9, 10 people on a show, because that's not enough time. That's not enough time. I'm maxing out at like 3 acts per show. You have the opening act, the middle act, headlining act.
Headliner.
Everybody gets an hour. And in those, I want the 3 acts to be theatrical acts. I want them to be memorable acts, and I want everybody that touches that stage to be something that is worth a fucking $20 to $25 ticket, to where people leave and say, fuck, man, that's a fucking concert. Same way if you go to see the Clowns or Alice Cooper or the first time you saw somebody that was like, wow, that was a fucking show. That's what I want to bring to our scene, man.
And the thing is, I believe, and I know a lot of people who think that is a great idea, but I also know a lot of cats that are going to be like, just get up there and fucking rap, get out of the fucking way, let the next guy go. And I feel like, and this is not talking shit about our scene because I love it, I fucking bleed for it, but I feel like you are going to have to think outside of our scene for this to really work the way you want to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. In the coming years, I'm gonna lose a lot of people, and I'm gonna gain a lot of people from other places, and I'm okay with that, dude. I'm okay with that. A lot of people are, this is my last hip hop album. Poltergeist is my last hip hop album, and then I have the single with Funtime Guys. I have the single with AXE. And I have my goodbye single, and that's it for hip hop. And then I go strictly into shock rock.
Do we mean that permanently, or just for a time being until you maybe decide to come back? Just curious. Maybe, I know it's hard to talk in the future.
I mean, maybe way the fuck down the line, dude. But like I said, I've done this genre for 16 years, man, and I've only done one and a couple songs on Monster Vision of the monster shock rock type shit, and that shit is so fun and so fluid to me, and so every time I put out a song, so for example, low key, I wanted him to do the next album, Voodoo Frankenstein. And that's my next rock album. I wanted him to mix and master it because he did Space Age Vampire, and it came out amazing. And he was like, yo, do you want to meet up in person and do this album together and shoot the videos while I'm there, blah 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. And he was like, all right, I'm going to be there. And I'm going to be going through Georgia in 3 weeks. I was like, fuck. All right. So I had the music. I sat down, I wrote and recorded the entire album in 7 days, just because the ideas flowed so naturally and the vocals came so naturally. And it was so fun to record that it was just there, man. It just happened. And the album came, the videos came, and that being worked on, he's working on it right now. And everything he's sending to me is fucking just so good, man. And I just really think that's compared to my hip hop stuff and my rock stuff, it's just night and day. You can tell by the quality of it that I'm having fun. I enjoy it. There's a passion behind it. It's total night and day, man.
And that's something that we're seeing a lot from more artists is, it's as much as you love your fans and you love your fan base, if you're not pleasing yourself, why the fuck are you doing it? When we were at Astro 2 years ago, when Jamie and Paul were at their seminar and they were talking about this unlikely prescription thing they were doing, and they were like, we're probably going to lose a lot of fans, but we don't fucking care. We want to do this because it's our music. And I love seeing artists take that stand and be like, yes, I know I'll lose fans, but the people who stick around are going to see a side of me they've never expected. It's a passion, like you were saying. It's a passion that comes to the music that we as fans can fucking feel through the CD, through the MP3, whatever you're fucking listening to. We can tell you're enjoying yourself, therefore we enjoy ourselves more while we listen to it. And that's just brass fucking tact.
And here's the thing, man. When I started music, bro, I always wanted to do rock stuff because I was a juggalo growing up, Yes, I had fun with the rap stuff, but I always wanted a fucking band. Always wanted a band, but I could never find those core people that would share the ideas, commit to the band, commit to the projects. But now in the digital age, I find these people overseas that can make the music that I tell them the sound to make me, and just I record it, I do it my fucking self. I do the stage show that I don't need a fucking band. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, it's different. I can do that sound now and not have to have a band. So
If you did find a band, would you put them on stage though? If you were, let's just say you found four like-minded individuals, would you bring them onto the stage show, or would you consider it still just being your thing?
Absolutely, absolutely. But I would very much take a Tobias Forge approach to it and treat it like a ghost project. Like, this is my shit. This is my project. I'll hire you guys as the touring instrumentalist. We can do albums together, but like this is my baby. Like,
whether you fuck with Ghost or not, you cannot deny the effect that that's had on them as a band.
So this would not be a democracy, is what he's telling you.
Yeah, no, sir. If you work in this,
it's definitely penis potatoes. I am a dictator.
I'm gonna use that. That was fucking hilarious.
So one thing that I was kind of thinking as you were talking there about the stage and sort of everything there, it reminds me kind of maybe if but behind the horror, I think maybe you're looking at a group of people that are going to be, I don't want to say a higher echelon of person, but somebody that's going to be a more artsy type fan that's going to appreciate those things. Because it kind of reminds me of what Warhol was doing back in the day with who was that? What was the name of that band? Anyway, it's a big name band. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but he kind of had that whole, he did the album artwork for them, and when he set up the shows, so it was his work was playing on giant projectors in the background and disco balls in the corners, and like he sort of created this whole thing. And when people would go, they'd be like seeing his movie played that he made playing in the background, but it's going super fast so it will fit, and it's like 3 hours long, and the whole thing was just crazy, and people were so confused by it. But the people that got it were just like, yeah, this is amazing. And well, we all know eventually, who and what Warhol became. So I definitely think it's a different type of audience, and it'll be really cool seeing you get into that group of people.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like, and I might be giving my idea away, and somebody might steal this and whatever.
There's like 10 people watching this. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we're past the 12-minute mark. They've already stopped watching.
So
that's so funny.
I go to horror conventions a lot, and 99.9% of the time they always have like VIP parties or like a band that plays or something. And 99.9% of the time, it's music that doesn't fucking make sense. Like I just went to Days of the Dead Atlanta, and they had a Metallica cover band or something. And what I'm seeing is every time I go to these things, at those parties, there are at least 300 to 600 people there already for a horror convention, drunk, looking for entertainment, wanting to party. So if I can get these horror conventions to book me year round, because there are always monthly horror conventions all over the country, to be their entertainment, that's it. Hour our show once or twice a month at a horror convention for 600 people, I'm happy. I'm happy.
So
I mean, this sounds like a little bit of a different avenue that you may need to look into the con culture and that type of sort of group of how that works, because we actually happen to know a man who is quite involved with the con culture, and it's a whole different life because there's so many cons.
It really is. So would you be going for like I don't want to say another artist because nobody wants to feel like they're derivative of anyone, but like would this be like kind of a Guar meets Rob Zombie kind of thing? Like are you gonna drench the crowds in shit? Is this things you're thinking about?
So not like drench, but we do have fuck it, I'll give it away. On the upcoming rock album, we have a sequel to Human Barbecue that is about the factory where all the meat is made. And we're in the process of building a customized meat grinder where we'll have like a doll on stage that will feed into it, and it'll send out a stream of fucking water that simulates blood out on the stage.
That
and then
is awesome. That's so fucking cool.
You know, we have like confetti, and of course we've talked about the smell aspect of everything. So I mean, we have a lot of different things that we're working on.
I love that idea of the smell thing because I've been reading about a lot of Japanese haunted houses and shit, and they've taken it to where they're using your full sensory spectrum to scare the shit out of you, and smells is one of the things they're using. And I think that that's really cool that you're thinking on that level, because like we all can hear shit, but like you were saying the last time, imagine you're listening to a song about people being cooked in a fucking oven in a slow cooker, and you can smell the meat while the song's playing. That's just going to add such an extra level. And as a space cadet like me, that's going to fucking really twist people off.
It didn't really work because we were outside last year, but we did have for the first time last year, we had the grill for Human Barbecue. And when Ravage opened the grill, we were pumping a barbecue smell through that at Camp Zool.
Shout out to the homie Ravage.
So,
got to get more meat in there.
Yeah,
rolling.
That was Camp Zool was great, but I hope you guys are invited to the second one so I can actually see the set, because we were stupid enough to plan an interview while y'all was on stage.
We didn't really plan that interview. That interview was like, it's going to happen on or around this time and or date, pending. You ever tried to corral two lucha idiots?
That's a whole other that's a whole other story, and we'll show you that.
Oh, we'll get to that. That's coming later. Worry.
But anyway, something else that you're going forward with, we've talked about. I don't want you to reveal too many more secrets about the stage show, so we'll move on. I love the new fucking charms, by the way. I think that is one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen anybody do.
That's
as far as like jewelry for their fans. Like I dig your merch game is on point, and the fact that it's on point now, when you get where you want to be, I can only imagine what it's going to be.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We're working on a lot of stuff this year, even like a small run of like, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but you know,
hold on to that.
Yeah.
What I'll say is I like that you have a vision for where you're trying to get to, and everything reflects that. And that's something a lot of artists don't have. And it's just like, I don't understand who or what you are. So you can't really get, if you're trying to build a character, at least I need to understand the character, what's going on. And you definitely have a grasp that a lot of these guys don't have. And I think that probably comes from, I know you've done film and you're ending a long series that you've been working on. So I think that probably did that help in sort of making this vision of where you're going for just doing those kinds of things before in the world building?
Oh yeah. And you know, just because Autumndale's coming to an end, I've been thinking a lot, and I have fun doing the world building, and I think there's a lot of room to build in the D.E.A.N universe. We have a lot more Gordy coming up, the animated version, and very soon we will have a 3-dimensional real life Gordy that will be here. We have our chef character that my buddy Chuck plays that did the barbecue commercials and stuff. We have, Lolly Rotten, my wife. We have, and coming up soon, we have in the next album, we have a mad scientist, voodoo witch doctor combination that is making an appearance. So we have all these monsters, and of course Ravage. So we have all these monsters and characters and stuff that are part of the traveling creep show, and I think we're going to start building a storyline for that, and kind of world building outside of the albums for the dedicated fans that give a shit.
It's similar to like how on, and I don't mean to liken this to video games, but it's similar to like how on a fucking Dark Souls, you don't get the whole story unless you go searching around for it. And that's kind of what you guys would be doing in this. Like, you can get part of the story in the album, but you're going to have to really dig. Like, I assume you're probably doing a little website or something. But what I was wanting to really bring up is, with the ending of Autumndale, are you choosing to end that so you can focus solely on what you've got coming forward? Because it seemed like you were a man who was stretched between several projects at one point.
Oh yeah, man. And to be 100% honest with you, man, like this last movie that we did, we got it was supposed to be a 2-part movie, and it literally just crushed my soul and crushed my passion for filmmaking. We went over budget by like $3,000. We still would have needed around $15K to finish what we were going to do. I had primary actors who would show up, and this happened multiple times, show up multiple days of filming, get in makeup one day, say, hey, I got to run to the store, and just never come back. And then I would email them and be like, hey, what fucking happened? Were you uncomfortable? Whatever. They were like, nah, just not interested anymore. So after
sitting in makeup and everything and being in prosthetics, they just fucking leave?
Yeah, and not come back. So that I would have to recast on the shoot day, and so many different things, man. It was just thing after thing after thing. And I was like, you know what, dude? This is not worth it. There's too many people involved. There's too much money involved. I love premiere days. I love seeing people's reaction to the films. But the payback is not worth the pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't mean monetarily, because that's not why I do any of this shit. It's, some of my other the film like Porcelain, I did that shit for like $800. We had a little premiere at a bar that had a movie screen and shit. Only like 30, 40 people showed up, maybe. But hearing everybody laugh when it was supposed to, whatever, that was worth the fucking $800 for me. But this movie, we had already spent close to like $7K, and like we were so far from being done, and everything was going wrong. And one of the biggest shoot days we had, we were totally rained out by a fucking monsoon, and that was $1,000 shoot day down the drain. And it was so fucking stupid. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I quit. I can't do this. We didn't even finish the movie. So we're gonna cut together 92.3 The Scream. That's gonna be my last film. Should be out in October. And I'm going to do like a super cut trailer for Night of the Pumpkin People. And then that's it. I might maybe one day, years from now, I'm talking like 10 years from now or something, bring it back as a podcast, and do like have people do voiceovers and stuff, and we'll tell the stories that were never told.
So like old radio.
So like you're gonna start another War of the Worlds.
That's fucking awesome though. That's really cool.
But we might do that, but it's left such a sour taste in my mouth for right now that literally if the actors and shit that are in this movie aren't asking me about it and like, hey, we want to see the final product, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even give a fuck about this movie. I just would chalk it up to bad luck and say fuck this movie. But I want to finish it for them so that they can see their hard work, because it's going to be a cool little grindhouse movie. But like it's Autumndale was such a passion of mine. And the thing is just like a lot of my projects, I went too big, too fast. And I just let it consume me. And it was it started taking a life of it. It's weird to talk about it as a living being, but when you start snowballing these things as a fucking artist, in your head it does become a living being.
Well, you have to look at it like that.
The more energy that you put into it, the more thought that you put into it, the more positive feedback you get back from it, the more negative feedback you get from it, the more cause and effect that happens because of it. All that brings that shit to life. And that shit was just living in my head and weighing me down. And there would be night where like I'm not a crier, dude. Like I cried like when my mom died, when my grandma died, and that's about it. But there would be nights after shoots where I would literally just sit Indian style in my assistant director's house and just tears falling down my face like, dude, I can't fucking do this. So it was hard, man, and I bit off more than I can chew. And I tried, and that's all, that's all you can do sometimes.
Oh, but, yeah, definitely. We've definitely done similar things where we're like, we're gonna do this, and well, if you do that,
then when we try it,
there's like 75 other things that we realize you also have to do. So we've really taken to the just throw yourself at the wall, and eventually we're either gonna have a busted face or we're gonna figure it out. So
I don't mind busting my face for the sake of my art.
Well, but you go first.
Well, I have been. I fucking have been. But either way, this was something I wanted to bring up with you, because this is something we on this show, we talk about a lot and we preach it. You had said you were taking a break from everything. You had to get your mentals right. You had to get your physicals right. And as somebody who has to live this shit in order to be involved in it, I give you such respect for being able to step back and be like, I got to get my head right before I do any fucking thing else. Because mental health, we know, if your mental health is in the shitter, everything is in the shitter. Nothing is good if you can't think good. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and there was a time after my grandma died, I bowed out for a minute. I didn't do nothing. I did some small things here and there just to finish up, tie loose ends, whatever. But really, I just focused on my partner, my wife, and my girlfriend. And I kind of enjoyed life. We took a couple trips. I went and saw Alice Cooper. I fucking reset myself how I needed to reset myself mentally. I went and saw a few doctors to make sure that My heart was okay. I found out I was pre-diabetic, so I went to a weight management doctor. I have no, and I want to say this for anybody watching, I have no issues with being a large person. I don't care, but I wanted to be healthy.
That guy love.
So that I could continue to perform and do these things. So I joined a gym. I started this stuff. So I joined a gym and I went to this weight management doctor. And I don't want to brag or anything, so I'm not going to tell you how much I lost but I am getting my body into a decent shape. For the first time in my life, the other week, I was able to jog. So like, I don't know, man, I'm taking this very serious, because I have to. I put too much into it. I put too many years into it. And, if my body can't perform, I can't perform, and I can't do what the fuck I love. So, I don't know. I just dove in balls deep.
Well, no, and I get that, because you're a guy who, just like you'd said before, you let things consume you, but it seems like you are in a good way letting this consume you as well. So that's a great fucking mindset to have in getting healthy. You're literally letting it consume you. So
Right.
kudos for that. But I guess the last thing I want to talk to you before we get out of here, and I want to talk about this because I'm fucking old and I don't understand this at all. You have been blowing up on TikTok, and I just
Are you doing dances? Like
No.
stuff?
No, not I'm not yet. I'm not pouring out that hard.
give him time. You'll catch the twerk videos.
So I'm not per se blowing up, but it has increased my numbers. And look, I'm old too, and I thought TikTok, I was like, I used to make fun of my wife so hard for that shit. But what I can say is I have found a love for comedy through TikTok that I did not know that I was funny. And it's kind of like making movies, but in 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? I can play with this little editor, make a short little funny ass clip, and people are liking it. You know what I mean? So in the same sense as everything else, it's actually helping me reach a whole new target audience. So while I'm still doing the funny stuff, I'm also doing like supportive Sundays where I am, telling people about artists that they might not know, or Monster Mondays where I throw up a poster and do like random facts about horror movies. And then soon I'm going to do a couple of cover songs like my homies from Oh the Horror do. And just really have fun with it, man. It's a new outlet, and as gay as it sounds, I've been having like a lot of fun on there. And
That right there, that's the one. You've been having a lot of fucking fun. That's all that matters. Everybody who does this shit that we do it for fun. Like, yeah,
Right.
money, yeah, the crowd, whatever, if there is a crowd. But
There's no money or crowds, okay? They're never there.
There used to be. There fucking used to be. But anyway, like, you're doing it for fun. You're enjoying yourself. And
Right.
I think that's something that I myself am going to have to just swallow my old man pride about and just figure this shit out. Because suffice to say, some people tell me I don't get it, I don't see it, but evidently I'm funny.
Well, if you didn't cuss so much, and if you like just put on your nice shoes and get a haircut, you damn hippie. Listen, these kids these days, they just don't get it. You need to just never mind.
Your beard just got 5 times grayer while you were speaking.
I know. Get off my lawn.
I'm sorry that you ended up having to be the Jiminy Cricket to my Pinocchio in this world. I don't know how it happened, but here we are.
Well, I would say a healthy dose of just the most god awful anxiety that you have ever seen in your life.
Oh god damn, I enjoyed that. Okay, so before we get out of here, you got anything else you want to tell the folks, things that they need to be prepared for, things that are coming on the horizon that you can talk about?
Yeah, man, absolutely. My new album, my last hip hop album for a good long time, if I do ever come back, is Poltergeist is going to come out April 15th. Yes, 15th.
Oh, is that what that track that I heard earlier today came from?
Yes.
Oh fuck, you motherfuckers ain't ready.
Yeah,
and
so
that's Fat's seal of approval. Stamp
yeah. So that's coming out. Hopefully I will have the Zool and D.E.A.N track by Camp Zool, whether I'm playing it or not. Hopefully I'll have that done and ready for you guys. And then I mean, we're always dropping some new merch. We might or might not have something from Tom Martino coming out in April.
Shit.
So I don't know. Just follow us on all platforms. You know, if you're Spotify, look, I'm gonna be real for a second, yo. Everything that you can do for me outside of merchandise, I'm asking you to do right now. It takes you 5 minutes, or, you know, it's absolutely free. Here's some things that you can do that will help change my fucking life, okay? One, if you have Spotify or any type of streaming services, if you're at work, or you're sleeping, which I know you motherfuckers sleep. Everybody sleeps. Open your app, whatever streaming service you listen to, hit play, set it down, go the fuck to sleep. That helps raise our numbers. 2, add me on all socials, and at least once a day when you're on anything, and I know you are, hit a like button, comment. That fucking helps.
Bro, that comment shit is so big. I get so fucking mad. I'm like, just comment something. Even if you want to argue with me, just say something in the fucking bottom.
Right. And those 2 things right there will help. And third, tell a friend. Word of mouth, man. Those 3 things right there are going to help me reach the goals that I need to reach. And if you like to laugh, man, hit me up on TikTok, D.E.A.N BSE. armyoftheheartless.com. You can find all of our merch and news and music videos and OnlyFans. I mean, you know,
get that
you
money.
guys like stuffed pig.
There's an image I never need. Oh my god, that's like fucking the worst Hawaiian roast ever.
You ever seen a pig get spit roasted?
Oh my god!
All right, guys. Make sure you check out all the social media for us. Check out D.E.A.N's social media.
You can find us at Instagram at Pics It Didn't Happen Official. You can find us at YouTube at Pics It Didn't Happen. You can find us on Facebook at Pics It Didn't Happen. I'm eventually thinking about Twitter, but I don't think I'll fucking last very long there. So you can find us there someday.
My personal Instagram at Yet I Night. You can find some of my photography up there. I try to put stuff up there fairly often. We're gonna get a brand new video series of Fats doing hot tub in your home interviews or something. So be on the lookout for that.
You know what's really funny? What's really funny is hold on, I gotta finish before you get us out of here.
Story now.
So hold on. Casey took this picture of like our stickers with like her tits hanging out, which is awesome fucking promo. I told her, I said that's how we fucking promo from now on. But you weird motherfuckers, y'all want to see me shirtless covered in stickers? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hell yeah!
I turn the lights off during sex.
Well, we're going to give the people what they want, so we don't care about your feelings. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.